Wisdom shines in talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. My comments bring this profound wisdom into your experience. I'm Richard. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 266. The Muslim professor asks, "It is said that one should give up desire, but there are needs of the body which are irrepressible. What is to be done?" Maharshi: "An aspirant must be equipped with three requisites: Ichcha, Bhakti, and Sraddha. Ichcha means satisfaction of body wants without attachment to the body, such as hunger and thirst and evacuation. Unless it is done, meditation cannot progress. Bhakti and Sraddha are already known." Questioner: There are two kinds of desires, the baser and the nobler. Is it our duty to transmute the baser one to the nobler? Maharshi: Yes. Questioner: Well, Bhagavan, you said there are three requisites, of which Ichcha is the satisfaction of natural wants without attachment to the body, etc. I take food 3 or 4 times a day and attend to body wants so much so that I am oppressed by the body. Is there a state when I shall be disembodied so that I might be free from the scourge of bodily wants? Maharshi: It is the attachments, raga, dvesha, which are injurious. The action is not bad in itself. There's no harm in eating 3 or 4 times, but only do not say, "I want this kind of food and not that kind," and so on. Moreover, you take these meals in 12 hours of wakeful state, whereas you are not eating in the hours of sleep. Does sleep lead you to mukti? It is wrong to suppose that simple inactivity leads one to mukti. In this dialogue, the Muslim professor raises an important question about the nature of desire and its relation to spiritual practice. He expresses a common dilemma faced by seekers, the conflict between the spiritual ideal of renunciation and the practical necessity of tending to bodily needs. Ramana Maharshi responds by outlining 3 essential requisites for aspirants on the spiritual path: Ichcha, Bhakti, and Sraddha. Ichcha refers to the satisfaction of bodily needs without attachment to the body. This includes fulfilling basic requirements such as hunger, thirst, and elimination, without becoming overly identified with the body or its desires. Ramana emphasizes the importance of fulfilling these needs for the progress of meditation. Bhakti is devotion or surrender. This can be to Guru or God, or really anything outside the limited identity you hold as yourself. Cultivating a loving relationship with this higher power can help you transcend your egoic identifications and attachments, leading you closer to the realization of your true nature. Sraddha is the inner conviction that motivates you to pursue spiritual practices diligently, even in the face of doubts or challenges. It is the trust that there is a higher purpose to life, and following the spiritual path will lead to liberation or self-realization. The questioner further probes into the nature of desire, distinguishing between baser and nobler desires. Baser desires pertain to worldly or materialistic pursuits and are driven by the ego and attachment to sensory pleasures. These desires are often selfish, transient, and rooted in ignorance of your true nature. Examples of baser desires include things like craving for wealth, power, sensual gratification, and social recognition. They tend to reinforce the illusion of separateness and perpetuate the cycle of suffering in samsara, the cycle of birth and death. On the other hand, nobler desires are those that align with spiritual values and aspirations, aiming for higher ideals beyond mere gratification of the ego. These desires are characterized by qualities such as compassion, selflessness, wisdom, and the yearning for spiritual growth and liberation. Nobler desires include the longing for self-realization, the welfare of others, service to humanity, and the pursuit of truth. The professor distinguishes between these two types of desires and asks if it's the aspirant's duty to transmute baser desires into nobler ones. Ramana says yes. Part of the spiritual journey involves redirecting and refining your desires towards higher spiritual ideals. My teacher described this as giving up what you like for what you love. By transforming baser desires into nobler aspirations, you align your lives with the path of Dharma, righteousness, and progress towards the realization of your true nature. The questioner then shares his personal struggle with the demands of the body, expressing a desire to transcend bodily needs altogether. He wonders if there's a state where he could be free of the scourge of bodily wants. Maharshi clarifies that it is not the actions themselves, but the attachments that are detrimental to spiritual progress. He acknowledges the necessity of attending to bodily needs and says, indeed, this is needed for spiritual practice. Ramana warns, though, against attachment and preferences regarding food or other bodily comforts. One way Ramana demonstrated this was in his eating habits. He would take his plate of food served on a banana leaf and with his hand combine what was served to him. mix it all up, and then he would eat it. Ramana Maharshi highlights the importance of balance and moderation in addressing bodily needs. He points out that mere absence of activity, such as during sleep, does not lead to liberation. True liberation, or mukti, is not attained through inactivity, but rather through the transcendence of attachments and egoic identifications, not by inactivity, but by transcending activity altogether. This dialogue underscores the importance of understanding and dealing with desires in the spiritual journey. It emphasizes the need for detachment from bodily desires while fulfilling them, as well as the transformation of base egoic desires into tools that support your ongoing practice and aspirations, ultimately leading to the realization of your true nature beyond bodily limitations. So inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.